Hello everyone, welcome to my first video on HTML5 and CSS3. Today we will be talking about HTML5 basic structure, the file extensions, and how to link your CSS file. So I would be discussing about how the internal inline or external CSS works. Now you don't, maybe some of you guys, you do not have a fair bit of idea of what I'm talking about, but let us go step by step. First of all, we need to write any HTML program. We can use it either Notepad, just a simple text editor, and just start writing on that Notepad editor. Let's say, for example, file, and we go on, let's say, Notepad, and then let's say we write some HTML, and let's say HTML/HTML, and you have something like a head inside, and so these are basically opening and closing. I'll go through this, just give me a sec. Body and slash body, let's say. So let's say this is a general basic, and you wanted to save this file as an HTML document. So you can go to file menu, click on save as, go to your desktop, on your desktop, or you can save it to your folder wherever you like, and then you can just say, let's say, index.html. So if you see on our desktop, it will display index.html. So there you go. Now this will not do anything at this period of time, but you can just right click open. You can just right click and open, or you can just double click, and that takes you up there. So the other way is, let's delete this one. The other way is to use your a code editor to write programs. So one, we have used a text editor. The other way is to use another code editor, which I'm using, Visual Studio Code Editor. So in order to download Visual, you will have to first download Visual Studio Code. So if you go and search for Visual Studio Code, you can click on the first search, and then if you go on click download on the right top hand side, and then you see certain file extensions, certain installers up here. So this is for Windows section. Those of you who are using Mac, you can go through here. I'm using Windows. You can just click on Windows in the zip 64-bit. If you have a 32-bit operating system, then you can use 32-bit. I have 64, so I've already downloaded this. Once you go on your download, and then it will take you to your download section. So let's give this one at a moment. Okay, so it will start downloading. It says thanks for downloading. I'll just cancel this. I've already downloaded this. Then you can just go on get started and just go through your intro videos. In that introductory videos, you can it's my advice is just go through the first, second, third, fourth, and fifth video. Just leave the sixth and seventh for later use, but we'll go through first to 5. Okay, so just whenever you get time, watch these videos, and then you can just get started with using Visual Studio Code. Now once we have Visual Studio Code downloaded, it looks something, the front page looks like this. So the front screen, usually if you wanted to, let's say, get a new file, new HTML file, then all you have to do is go and click new file, and then it straightway opens. Second way is to go file menu, new file, or you can press Ctrl N. And the third way, the most easiest way, is create a folder. Let's say HTML5 tutorials. Okay, I don't have anything in there. and you just drag and drop up here. So once you have this inside, okay, under HTML5 tutorials, you can just click on new file. You can just click on new file and write in index.html. So HTML, for any HTML document, you can use .html or .htm extension. Both are acceptable. You just click enter. Once you press enter, a new page is opened on the right hand side. So this is your empty page at the moment. Let's go and create another one. We'll create a CSS file for our cascading style sheet. CSS stands for cascading style sheets, and we are using CSS3 in our tutorial, rest of the tutorials. So you just write in, let's say, style.css, which we will be using later. Style.css. This is an external file, so this is called an external file that we'll be using later on. Just click on this index.html up here, and you will see, so in our notepad we had opened a text editor notepad, and then we just wrote HTML5, and we could do the same thing up here, or we can just click on the doc type up here, but it won't give you the structure. So if you have downloaded emmet extension for Visual Studio Code, then all you can do is just press exclamation and enter. This gives you the structure for your basic structure for your HTML document. Now the first statement is very important, because this statement says that this document type is of HTML5 document. The second statement is an HTML that starts, and it says that language we are using is English. The third is a very important head document, which will have certain meta tags and title tags, link tags. So basically meta tags, what they do is they provide information about the HTML document. They can also be used for page descriptions and keywords, and when was the document last modified, kind of those things. Now in those meta tag, you have one meta tag that says character set is UTF-8. So this is the basic character set that we'll be using, or this is what is a general concept at the moment for using. So if you have different usages, you can use other character set. And the second one is using a name meta tag name equal to viewport. Now viewport gives browser instructions of how to control your page dimensions. Over here the content says width equal to device width, which is whatever the device you are using. So it will take those details, and initial scale is 1.0, which is the initial zoom level. Now the same, we will get more into this meta tag details later on. So there is another thing that I would like to tell you is about the style.css. Now if you wanted to use within if you wanted to use an external file within your HTML document, then within the head section what you do is you just write a link tag, and if you write link and press enter, it gives you link relative to style sheet and href equal to, you give the source where your file is, and in my case it's in the same folder. So all I can do is either press a dot operator and slash, and it will give you style.css, or I can just say style.css and then press enter. This way this document has been linked to your style sheet and HTML document. If you wanted to use this later on, you can use this later on, which I will show you just for a quick example on our hello world. So let's type in here my first video, my first HTML video. Okay, Now inside this, let's type in something. I'm using some lorem, so you can just type in lorem and get 20, so it will give you default 20 text. It's already embedded. Now if I right click and click on open with live server, a new page will be opened where you can see the output of your HTML document. So on the top it says my first HTML video, and the text that we typed in our body section. So body section basically gives you all the content that will be displayed for your HTML document. So this way you can change the title, and this way up here within your body section you can put any information that you want in it that will be displayed accordingly. So let's minimize this one and let's write in something like, let's say, my first video here. Okay, and what we wanted to do is we wanted this video to be aligned right in the center. Now we can use it, style it internally by using, let's say we have a div tag, or we can use any other paragraph tag, or we can use h1 tag. Now let's just do a simple h1 tag for now on. So that's h1, and when you press h1, where it will show you the first starting tag and ending tag. So HTML document always starts with a start tag and end tag. End tag you use a slash operator, and in between those h1 and slash h1 you use the content. So what is the content? Let's say first video, and we will delete this one. Okay, now if we go and check here output, it says first video. Now what if we wanted to center this, or we wanted it on the right hand side of the document? Then what we can do, either we can give a style here for styling this, or we can use other ways to do it. Let's do it through our style.css so that we know what is an external CSS. In our external CSS, all we can do is refer to this h1 element, and to refer to this h1 element we just write in h1 first opening brackets and closing brackets. Within those opening and closing brackets you type in text align center. Just with one line of code your text has been aligned to center. Similarly, if we wanted to have this color, if we wanted to give this as color, or we wanted a background color for our document, all we have to do is just specify color equal to blue, or colon blue, and semicolon, and background color with, let's say, pink, semicolon, and just go through your live server and it will show you background color for that. Now if we wanted to give the background color for the whole document, then what we can do is we can just simply, in this case, we can type in body, so within our body tag, so it's up here in your section. For the whole document, for the whole body document, we want color. Let's say we want a color background color. There are other ways to do it, but for now we will just stick to background color as, let's say, red. If you go down, you can see background color red. Now we have given background color for this, we have given the color for this, and we have aligned it at the center of the document. So this way you use an HTML. This was our first HTML document, so I won't go through more on this for today. But just before I finish, if you wanted to use a comment within a style sheet, you can just press Shift, Alter, and A. This shows you a comment, or you can use forward slash with asterisk. Write down your comment in between this h1 and body color settings, as for example. So you can write this kind of statements for your reference, future reference. And if you have any queries on any information that you have not got through, please do let me know on my video, because this is my first video and this is just a trial for me, and I would like more inputs on how this further future videos should be, and lots of comments. I expect a lot of comments, so please leave a comment and please give your suggestion. It is highly appreciable. Thanks for today. Thank you.